She was walking, with 1,000 tears in her heart, a thought and a question in her mind. Suddenly, everything stopped when she accidentally bumped into him. She gathered his belongings apologetically, repeating, "I'm sorry," as nervousness and trembling washed over her. She looked at him, still repeating, "Sorry," but then she stopped. She looked into his eyes with fascination. What is this? His eyes were familiar, she knew those eyes well, but where had they met? She didn't know. His eyes were warm, like the sun washed in a sacred river, shining honey-colored. She closed her eyes with nervousness and thought, what am I doing? Staring into a stranger's eyes, he probably thinks I'm foolish or improper. She pulled herself together, said nothing, and left, sitting quietly by a cafe window, sipping her coffee in peace and silence. The silence was broken by a faint, deliberate cough. Him, Miss Mariam, her. She looked up, surprised. It was the stranger, with those familiar eyes. Who are you, and how do you know my name? Him. He gestured to her blue notebook. Your name is written here. Her. She took it with a mix of gratitude and embarrassment. Thank you. Him. For what? Would you mind if I joined you for the view and some coffee, or would that bother you? Her. She replied, her voice shy, please, go ahead. He sat, looking at her with curiosity. By the way, when we bumped into each other, I wasn't paying attention either. You apologized so many times, and nothing happened to deserve all that. But I felt as if I knew you for ages, though I don't know how. It felt like you would say my name even though you were shy. But, I don't know, there was a feeling of familiarity that took over me the moment I saw you. Her, nervously, I don't know, but I did know your name. Your name is Ahmed, right? He looked at her with amazement. How did you know? I felt it, but, are you a sorceress? Her, smiling, no, I'm not a sorceress. I just felt that was your name. I have a bit of a sixth sense. Him, do you know what's even stranger? Your eyes are twins of mine, honey-colored with the same shade and shape. It's a unique sign of the meeting in the world of atoms. Her, puzzled, what is that? What is the meeting in the world of atoms? He continued. I read that lovers meet in the world of souls, their spirits embracing before they enter bodies. There is a sign for them, a perfect match in eye color. Her, commenting, this is just a coincidence. Please excuse me. Him, if it's a coincidence, then how did you draw my features so precisely in the notebook that you're holding? Her, stammering, I've only had disappointments and pain from my feelings, so I stopped trusting them long ago. This is all just a coincidence. Him, it's no coincidence that I meet you in such a lonely, miserable time. I believe this is a message from God to me and to you. Don't let despair lead us to inevitable destruction. Do you know what I was thinking just moments ago? I was planning to walk with my eyes closed in the middle of that crowded street to be hit by a speeding car and end it all. But I bumped into you. Is this a coincidence or mercy? Answer me. I know that pain has eaten away at your soul too. Is there a chance? I promise I won't be a burden or a new source of pain. Her, stumbling, this only happens in stories. Him, it's happening now, in reality.